Hi there, welcome to this video. This is Owen Fernandez, author, speaker and co-creator of Enlightened Experts. Today in this video we're going to talk about actually defining your expertise. See, I think that everybody is an expert at something. Everybody's got something inside them that they can teach to others, that they have an expertise over somebody else. Now that might be maybe like building a massive business, or it might be crocheting a woolly jumper, or making like the perfect meal for your family. Everybody's got some kind of expertise in something. Now, if you're looking to become an enlightened expert like me, where you go out and you share that knowledge with the world and you show people what they can do in the most proficient and best way from your own expertise and knowledge, then this video is just going to take you through some simple steps of how you can define that vision and define what your real expertise is and spend your time doing the things that you really like doing. Now, there's all sorts of ideas and possibilities that you can be open to, not just the constraints of your current situation, which might be your job or your business or anything. I found that working with some people that, that actually their passion and their expertise is in their hobby. And they can take that passion and expertise and they can actually turn that into a business, and they can turn that into products that people will pay good money for. So this is all about looking at what you really like doing, looking at really what you're all about. Now, one of the key ways of doing this, which I've found works really brilliantly, is to start to have a look at your bookshelf. So there's still kind of books on there. So if I look at my bookshelf at the moment, I've got lots of things about kind of business, about the mind, about like peak performance, how to kind of get the best out of yourself. And this is the kind of things that I teach people, how to unlock the expertise, how to unlock the kind of infinite wisdom that you've got inside yourself. Also, you can look at like the kind of magazines you subscribe to. I subscribe to Success Magazine and Inc. and magazines like that, magazines based around entrepreneurialism. So, that's another really good way of kind of defining what you're really interested in. And a lot of the time that's kind of detached perhaps from kind of trade magazines and stuff like that, and focuses more on actually what you really enjoy reading, what you really enjoy finding out about. Another good way as well is to look at like who you follow on social media. And that's not saying a bit strange, but actually they're the kind of people that you're interested in, and they're probably the things that you have the most amount of knowledge about. So look at the experts and the people out there in the kind of media who are kind of high up in the echelons of expertise, and say, well, why do you follow them? What do you like about following them? I'm really into NLP, so I follow Richard Bandler, John Grinder, and people like that. So I'm interested in developing my expertise in those kind of areas. Now, another thing you can look at is kind of what kind of TV programs you like. For me, I love watching that Dragon's Den. That's probably my favourite program. I like anything about kind of making a deal, about how people construct things and put things together, and how they make things work and become like super successful. So there are three things you can look at: what kind of books you read, what kind of books you really enjoy, what magazines you subscribe to, what kind of social media following people do you follow, and what kind of like TV programs do you like, or things you like listening to on the radio. Now, if you write down all the answers to that, that's going to give you a kind of broad outline of the kind of things you like. Now, what I've got a list of questions up here, so that's why I'll read them off. And there's really it's like a 4-part question, and what I invite you to do is give yourself 3 answers to each question. Because remember, you want to be as broad as possible, and then you want to whittle it down into the one that really resonates with you the most. So the first question is, if you had all the money and all the perfect lifestyle, and you could just do what you love, what would you do? And you can write down 3 answers to that. Because I love loads of different things, I'm sure other people do. And as I say, I love NLP, I love modelling excellence, but I also love scuba diving, and I also love triathlons. So it's trying to define actually. So there are 3 areas that, if I had all the money in the world, I could probably spend my time doing those things and teaching those things. The second question is, what would you like to become better at? What would you like to be a master at? Because that just shows that you have such a deep-grained interest in it, and you really want to propel yourself forward and become the true master. So again, kind of pick 3 areas of your life that you would like to become a master in. So once you write that down, write down 3 things that you find really easy to do. Things you do almost like on an unconscious level. driving a car, unless you want to become a driving instructor, is not one of them. But it could be anything like that, anything that you kind of do unconsciously that you find really, really simple. Because the thing is, actually people pay good money to learn that information, and a lot of the things that we do unconsciously, we assume that everybody else knows. But from experience, when I found out that going out and talking to people, and talking to people about becoming experts, and writing books, and getting on the TV and stuff like that, people just don't think that's possible. And therefore there becomes a market available for people who want to learn that knowledge and have help in implementing that kind of knowledge. So the last question is, who would you most like to serve in the context of those above three things? So what kind of people do you like the most? Do you like me, I like other entrepreneurs, I like small business owners, you might like working with older people, you might just like working with women or just men. So kind of define, who would you like to work with in the context of the things the three things that you'd love to do. And that starts to give you a kind of broad outline of the kind of areas of expertise that you have and that you'd like to explore further. Now what we do is we want to get that and then turn that into some kind of formula. So what I'd invite you to do then is to pick one from each category. Now the thing is, you might say, actually I like all of those things. But what I invite you to do is actually make a commitment to say, actually, I'm going to commit to the next 12 months to purely focusing on this one thing. Because again, if you're an entrepreneur like me, you might find that you jump around from idea to idea. And the thing about kind of picking your expertise and picking the thing that you're going to work on is to say, actually, I'm going to make a commitment. And at the moment, it's just an exploratory commitment. But to say, if I was going to commit to 1 year to doing this thing solely, which one of the ones would it be? And then once you've decided that, you can go then, and then we can start to put it into a formula. Now I've got this very, very simple formula, and I know other people use a similar kind of one as well. And it really is that I spend my time teaching A to B so they can achieve C. Now point A is, what would you like to spend your time teaching others? Point B is, who would they be? And C is, what would you help them achieve by sharing that knowledge with them? So I'll just run through that again. So B, I spend my time teaching A, what would you spend your time teaching others? To B, who would they be? To C, what would you help them achieve by sharing that knowledge? Now I'll give you my example, so then you can hopefully go and create your own. So mine is, I spend my time teaching expert marketing strategies to enlightened entrepreneurs and small business owners so they can attract more clients, make more money, enjoy the life they desire, so they can make the biggest difference in the world. So to map that for you, my A is, so who would you spend your time teaching? So, what would you spend your time teaching? So mine is expert marketing strategies. And who would I spend my time teaching it to? And that's enlightened entrepreneurs and small business owners. And what would I help them achieve by sharing that information? Well, it would be helping them attract more clients, make more money, enjoy the life they desire, and ultimately make the biggest difference in the world. So hopefully that's given you a kind of clear formula and some set of steps that you can follow that are going to enable you to kind of unlock your inner expertise. Now if you've got any questions or comments, you can always leave it around this video, or you can email me directly. You can email me at owen@enlightenedexperts.com. Now I love hearing your comments, I love reading the things that people post and the questions they have, so feel free to pop me that email or leave a comment anywhere around this video, and I look forward to sharing some other strategies and some other tips and techniques over the next videos in this series.